Today, I am on my way to visit my grandmother, who is a well-known nurse in the healthcare unit within our community. The residents greeted me with warm smiles when they saw me walking past them. When I stepped inside the RHU, I saw my Lola having fun with the kids after her duty. Then, the moment our eyes met, she welcomed me with a tight hug while saying, "It's good to see you again, Iha."
Come on, Lola Mia, come on.
Yes, Lola. Story, please.
Story time. Story time.
All right. Nurse Bianca. She is my granddaughter.
Hi, Nurse Bianca.
Hi kids, how are you? What's happening?
Lola promised us yesterday that she would tell us a story about our community.
I wonder what could that be.
Oh, really? I want to listen to Lola's stories too.
Fine. Come on and sit down. Nurse Bianca, sit here beside me. Shall we? Now this is a story about our history of health.
Decades ago, before the advancement of modern medicine, communities struggled to figure out how to properly cure and treat illnesses and diseases with inadequate equipment and lack of facilities. This has been evident in the era of early humans. They tend to use observation and perform trial and error procedures to obtain health-related knowledge. They thoroughly investigate what did the sick person eat for him to become ill and what did he ingest for him to feel better, which are commonly associated with beliefs and rituals. Documentation of these discoveries are often passed verbally and entailed to the society as rules or taboos. Decades ago, before the advancement of modern medicine, communities struggled to figure out how to properly cure and treat illnesses and diseases with inadequate equipment and lack of facilities. This has been evident in the era of early humans. They tend to use observation and perform trial and error procedures to obtain health-related knowledge. They thoroughly investigate what did the sick person eat for him to become ill and what did he ingest for him to feel better, which are commonly associated with beliefs and rituals. Documentation of these discoveries are often passed verbally and entailed to the society as rules or taboos.
Like the well-known Cleopatra, Egyptians are known to incorporate hygiene and application of cosmetics in their daily living for cleanliness and aesthetic.
Lola, do they also use powders, deodorants, and perfumes on themselves?
Huh?
They already had those things back then?
Yes, they even prevent spread of flies and perform circumcision on males as desire for cleanliness and sexual health, and also a ticket to enter temples and tombs without being deemed impure. Women, on the other hand, remove their pubic hair for hygiene and coitus.
I did not expect that even from back then, they would apply these measures to maintain cleanliness on themselves. Impressive! The stories kept on getting interesting.
The Egyptians were characterized as the healthiest people of their era. They created public drainage pipes, several pharmaceutical preparations, and sewage disposal facilities out of the ground. Back then, the breeze was their only source of health information. They also learned how to protect themselves against contamination of bacteria, leper seclusion and home sanitization, disposal of wastes and feces, clean water and food supply, and some special guidelines for ladies who are menstruating and women who just gave birth to a child. The biblical book of Leviticus contains what it is likely the first hygienic rule in history, which was developed by Hebrews in 1500 BCE as an extension of Egyptian hygienic ideas.
Lola, the Greeks are associated with the symbols of medicine, right? If I am not mistaken, it is the caduceus symbol.
What symbol? The big white cross on a red background?
No, the one with intertwined snakes.
Yes, Miss Bianca. And yes, yeah, you're correct. The symbol was associated with Asclepius, the god of medicine, a Greek healer who learned the use of drugs. With his offspring, Hygiea, who has the power to prevent diseases, and Panacea, who has the power to treat illness, they significantly influenced the field of medicine and healthcare professionals.
That was a brief history of the symbol that I treasured the most as a nurse. Oh wait, is that Hippocrates?
Oh, right. As you know, the Greeks were the first people to place equal emphasis on disease prevention and sickness treatment. Hippocrates is the first epidemiologist and father of modern medicine that thought the theory of health being the result of balance, mind, body, and spirit, while imbalance results in a disease. In this era, Hippocrates and the Asclepiads tried to construct a more rational framework to explain health and sickness, moving medical away from religion and priests.
Asclepius, an interesting name.
Why are they fighting each other?
Was it peaceful a few minutes ago?
Wait, suddenly there's a war?
Oh, you know them. Long before the Greeks and Romans had a complicated past, boosting their egos through flamboyance during war with their swords and shields. However, despite their conflicts, the Romans were able to adopt significant knowledge from the Greeks regarding health and medicine.
Romans further conduct studies regarding advanced human anatomy and surgery. Besides that, they were also considered as experts in administration and engineering, as they managed to create safe water transportation networks and buried sewage systems to remove waste. Health in Romanian early culture had improved. They were the first to create hospitals after observing the negative effects of workplace dangers on health. During the Middle Ages, or widely known as the Dark Ages, there was the existence of the various outbreaks of substantial epidemics, including leprosy and bubonic plague.
Eerie!
Indeed.
Did you know that during this era, it is believed that once you contract a serious disease, you are a sinner and known to disobey God? Ew, what a horrible sight! Get out of my way, young lady! Those who acquired such illnesses are a punishment for disobeying God.
This time period, early Christians emphasized the belief that contracting such serious illnesses was primarily due to sin or disobedience to God. Aside from that notion, the Middle Ages is also regarded as the era where there was a dearth of clean water, which hindered the significant health advancement Romans established.
That's so bright.
It's blinding me!
Oh, children, it's the age of enlightenment, rebirth, as they call it.
A period that was characterized by gradual change in thinking.
Yes, yeah, the period where Edward Jenner discovered a vaccine procedure for smallpox and James Lind, a physician, discovered that scurvy could be controlled on long sea voyages by having sailors consume lime juice, also known as limeys. Report? How are the other sailors? Are they still suffering from scurvy? Our physician Lind, we give our thanks to you for searching a cure for scurvy. None of us are suffering.
Plague and other epidemics continued to be a problem. There was still a paucity of basic medical treatment, and the community was still in the shadows concerning what was fueling the epidemics. From the common cold through tuberculosis, bloodletting was a standard method of treatment. Crab's eyes, fox's lungs, oil of anise, oil of spiders, and oil of earthworms were being utilized as remedies. For many years, a method to diagnose a patient's health status by a true physician is through examining urine for changes in color, which is known as water casting. Printing press was invented so classical writing could be reproduced. They also had an advanced study in the human body. first phase in the development of organized healthcare. In this era, they are now conducting health teaching to clients about tuberculosis and other communicable diseases. They are requiring students to attend schooling. It was 1850 when it was mandated that public schools should teach physiology and hygiene.
Yes, and in addition to that, in 1861, Louis Pasteur presented the germ theory, wherein it is believed that the cause of diseases at that time was a result of the invasion of microorganisms in the body, which couldn't be seen by our naked eye.
So, they have to use the microscope to see it?
Exactly, Iha. Another thing is, it was Joseph Lister in 1865 who introduced the utilization of chemicals called antiseptics to kill the germs that cause infection to our body.
They are like superheroes who fight bad people.
It was also the year 1950 that health education was emerging as an integral part of elementary, secondary, and college curriculum. The hospital's programs has now included patient education.
Lola, why are moms and babies getting a shot by the needle? Are they sick?
The babies are smiling like their mamas. Are they happy, Lola?
Have so many questions, children. I am running out of breath trying to answer them. Let's allow Lola to take a rest. I will be taking over for now.
During the time of the 20th century, the healthcare systems gave an emphasis to mothers and their newborn. Numerous projects for immunization, maintaining sanitation, preventing deadly disease, and treating infectious disease were prevalent in the care of mother and child provided by healthcare professionals.
The 20th century carried armors of protection for both mother and children to ensure their well-being. Back in the 20th century, mothers desired their children to grow up healthy in order for them to listen to stories told by their grandparents, just like you.
World War II era, the third phase in the development of organized healthcare. In 1960, the patients were recognized as a consumer of healthcare with the right to use such healthcare services, and after a decade were considered the era of prevention.
In 1974, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention was formed. The succeedingly in year 1979, there is a publication of the book entitled Health People, the Surgeon General's Report on Health Promotion and Disease Prevention.
What is the purpose of that book?
They established national goals for promoting health and preventing diseases.
Wow, that was nice.
It really is. And as you know, during this generation, fundamental collaboration of various national health organizations opened a door which paved the way to fundamental idea of patient education regarding disease and treatment.
Now, let's proceed to the decades which are regarded as the third phase in the development of organized healthcare.
In 1980, the first Certified Health Education Specialists, or CHED, was recognized.
What are their roles?
They were promoting health as well as the prevention of disease.
Year 1990, National Health Education Standards and Responsibilities Competencies for Entry-Level Health Educators were publicized. In 1993, the Health Profession Commission recommended a scope and training for all health professionals to maintain competencies. The Unified Code of Ethics was made available, including the promotion of certified health education specialists, revision of national health education competencies in 3 levels, and the development of outcome-based education and practice.
Do you have any questions that you are curious about?
I have one!
Go on. What is it?
Nurse Bianca, what's Unified Code of Ethics?
It is to inform those acting on behalf of the organization how they should conduct themselves or how they should behave. Okay, do you have any other questions? So, I guess silence means we're done with our storytelling session, kids.
Thank you, Bianca, for providing health, education history to these little kids. Alright, kids, What will you say to Nurse Bianca?
Thank you, Nurse Bianca, for an outstanding health history.
It is my pleasure.
As you can see, children, today we are in the year 2030 and there were plenty of health programs developed. We are currently living and experiencing the objectives that were set decades ago. A society in which all people can achieve their full potential for health and well being across the lifespan.
I'm sorry, Lola and kids, but I have to go now and attend an urgent meeting.
Well, then, please take care of yourself on your way, Iya.
I swear I will. Goodbye for the time being, Lola and young kids. It's a wonderful experience to share a splendid medical history with you.
Goodbye and take care, Nurse Bianca.